Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leatham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leatham. Episode number 595. I'm going to follow on a little bit from yesterday's episode about Bing Webmaster Tools. Not about using Bing Webmaster Tools, about search engine optimization, about SEO, search engine optimization. Things that I see and bug me a little when I'm talking to people, when I get those unsolicited emails in my inbox. And one of the insights that Bing gave yesterday that bugs me a little, and I know why they're doing it. It just bugs me a little. So let's start at the top. What is search engine optimization? Search engine optimization is a way of setting up your site and writing content so that search engines will visit and will index and list your content in the search engines to begin with, and then get it to rank highly in those search engine results. It's been around for years. It's been around since search engines were designed, since search engines were designed and started ranking content, search engine optimization has been around. It has evolved so much in the past years. Like in the 18 years I've been doing this, we started off doing one thing, and now search engine optimization is literally an art form in and of itself. That said, there are also a lot of people out there that proclaim to understand SEO, and I would question whether they do or not. So be very careful when someone comes to you and says, I'm an SEO expert. Make sure you check their credentials. Make sure you understand what they mean by that, because if you get your SEO wrong, if you get your search engine strategy wrong, and you do things to try and game the system, you will tank your domain, and getting that resolved, getting that fixed, getting your site listed and ranking becomes that much more difficult. What can you do? Let's talk about the things that you can do and the things that you should be saying to your web developers and your tech teams to keep your site clean and ranking in the search engines. First of all, make sure that you have all of your metadata set. So make sure you've got a site title set. That's something that goes into when you particularly, I shouldn't stutter, particularly when you're looking at WordPress and you go into admin settings, it's got site title. Make sure that is set. Make sure that is useful. Make sure that that hits the keywords you're trying to hit, the main keyword you're trying to hit. What is a keyword? A keyword is not just a word, it could be a phrase that people are looking for when they come and look for the services or the products you are providing. It is the search term people look for. So make sure when you're setting your site title, it's got your keyword in it. It's got what people are looking for. What is the one problem that you solve for people? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Distill that down into what is it they're looking for when they go to the internet and search for your product or your service. What is it they're searching for? Work out how to make those keywords work for you. Make those phrases work for you. Set your title. Set your site description. Again, in WordPress, it says description of site. Make sure that's set. That should be about, I think it's about 80 characters. It's not long. It's really not very long. And again, you should have keywords in there. It should have your main keywords in there, because that's the big thing. That's the big part of what the search engines look for when they look for the site overall. Okay, cool. Well, that's great. So that addresses the overall thing. That'll start to get your listing. Make sure you've got that done. Make sure you've got a decent plugin or a decent way of managing your search engine optimization on your site. Mentioned a couple yesterday. I like WPMU Dev's well, I can't. Smart Crawl Pro. Couldn't think of what it was called. WPMU Dev Smart Crawl Pro or Smart Crawl on its own. Yoast's WordPress SEO is good. SEO for WordPress, WordPress SEO. I can't think what it's called. And then all-in-one SEO is another one. They can all get a little bit complex. Once you get into them, they all get a little bit complex. But they're the three that I probably recommend you use. I know people like to use MathRank, I think it is. Okay, they like to use it. That's fine. I've got those three. They're the three that I would recommend just out of the box for people to use. When you are setting up your pages, when you're setting up your posts, when you're setting up the various content, make sure that you go through and you fill in the SEO fields for them. Make sure you set a title for each post and page. Make sure you fill out the description for each page or post you create. Again, each of those needs to have a specific keyword that when they're looking for that page, what is that page going to be shown, or what is that post going to be shown for which questions are asked? So you've got to know what you've got to really think about your keywords. You don't have to do a lot of work into it, but you've got to really think about what is it people are searching for when they're searching for my product, when they're searching for my service. What is it they're typing into the search engines, and how can I use that phrase in my content and in these descriptions and page titles that we put up? I mentioned content just there. When you're writing content, yes, you absolutely have to write for people. That is my first rule. If you're writing content, make sure that it's written for people and not written for search engines. There was a point there that people would say, no, you just write for the search engines. Don't worry about it. Just write for the search engines. No, don't. Because search engines don't buy stuff. People do. So we've got to write for people. But we need to tailor the way that is written so that when search engines come and start going through the site, indexing the site, when they get to your content and start to read your content, because it does read your content, it can find the search terms that people will want to use to find that page. You can do that by actually writing that phrase into a sentence, into a paragraph. You can weave it into your natural English language. The other rule of thumb I have is when I do that, I actually read it aloud and make sure it sounds right, make sure it lands right for me. Don't stuff the page full of your keywords. It's something else that's another trap that we all fall into, is we tend to want to put in as many keywords as we can into a page so that, oh, this page can be found for all of these things. So we put in all of our keywords. Rule of thumb, 1 keyword per 100 words. So it's not a lot, like it's 1%. Your page, if you've got 1,000 words on a page, it should be 10 words. I think it's 10 words. I think it's 10 words. Oh, my math is so bad today. There's not a lot of words for a lot of words. It's not a lot of keywords that you need for a lot of words. In fact, there is a saying, less is more. So don't 1 to 10, 1 word to every 10 is my recommendation. It's 100 words. 1,000 words per page. It's 100 keywords per page. Charly, you should know better. Alrighty. So they're my rules of thumb when you're setting your sites up and you want to get your sites listed and listing for certain things. Really do you as the site owner, you as the content writer, have to think about what is it people are going to be looking for? How is it they're going to be looking for it? What questions are they asking to find what it is I'm offering? And make sure you're answering those questions and offering those answers to those questions using your keywords and using your content, and then bolstering that by using the tools around it, like your search engine optimization plugins, so that you can put in your meta titles and your meta descriptions, so that when the search engines come, they go, we know what this page is about. The last thing, I mentioned them yesterday, backlinks, and I said I wasn't going to go into it, but I will today. Backlinks. Now, what is a backlink? A backlink is a link from a site external to you to your site. It used to be that the more links you had back to your site, the higher you would rank in the search engines. And that was true. That for a very, very short period of time, that was true. Google certainly still do use that as a metric. It was a slightly more important metric at one point than it is now. And what happened was that Google made that such an important metric that people just went out and got backlinks from everywhere. And they were really low quality backlinks. They came from all sorts of sites. Some very questionable content sites would get links back to your site. Now, what has happened in the intervening time is Google worked out that this strategy was being abused, I guess you could say, and they changed the importance of backlinks to your content, to your website. They haven't removed it, they've just changed the priority of it. They've also weighted the quality of the site the link is coming from to your website. So where before it didn't matter, it could come from any site, now they look at the originating site back to your site. So yep, that's a high quality link. We will rank that more highly than this one over here that comes from this really weird fringe site that you might not want to link from. Unfortunately, there are still providers out there who say, yes, we'll get your site linked, we'll get your site ranking in the search engines. And one of their strategies is to just go out and do a scattergun approach to get all these links back into your site. Now that is going to cause you problems. If you are getting a lot of hot links from low quality sites, you're not going to rank as highly. And I don't know whether Google actually penalizes it. I can't say whether they do. My gut feel is that they do, though. My anecdotal evidence with no scientific backing whatsoever is that they do. And I say that because I've seen sites that we've had that were ranking really highly and are now starting to just fall. We're not just fall, they fell, and they are continuing to fall. So be really, really careful about that one. If someone says to you, oh, I can do all this, ask some real questions. Ask them exactly how they're going to do it. Ask them where they're going to be doing things, what sort of strategy they're using. And, sure, by all means, if you want to get someone in to help you, that's the sorts of things you do. If you want to do this on your own, my strongest recommendation is that you can do this on your own. Write good quality content, structure it so that it's human readable, but also has the components that the search engines can use when they're indexing your site to take your content into the search engines. Make sure you understand who your target audience is. Make sure the questions that people are going to be asking. Make sure you set up the base SEO on your site well. Make sure you've got a good quality plugin. If you're going to use a plugin or a tool, make sure you've got a good quality tool. Make sure you're setting the meta titles and meta descriptions on the site, on each piece of content. And keep adding new content. Keep adding fresh content. The biggest single way to get ranked and to rank highly in a search engine is to keep feeding it content. Keep feeding quality new content. Search engines work on the basis that people come to them to get their questions answered. When they're looking for the answers to their questions, they're looking for the sites that give them the best answer for the question they're asking and the most recent content related to that, the most recent information related to that question. You can help search engines do their job by giving them good quality content that answers the questions that are being asked and is the most recent information that can be given. Write blog posts, write articles, keep doing what you're doing, but keep the content going. Try not to fall into the trap of, yes, I'll just get an SEO expert in and I'll get my site ranking. The best thing you can do to get your site ranking is to keep the content flowing and make sure that it is appropriate and targeted content for what you're doing. All right. Hope that helps. It's not an easy topic. It's not an easy thing to do. It does take a lot of work. The payoff can be really good though. Let me know what you think. What have you experienced? What have you seen? What do you do if you are a SEO provider? I would love to know what it is you do to help your customers meet those big goals that I just mentioned. I'd love to know. Anyway, leave comments wherever you're watching or listening to this video. Come across to my community, askcharlyleatham.locals.com. Join the conversation there. If this video was helpful, give it a like, maybe even share it with someone. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleatham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.